cybersecurity professionals. We looked at how employee monitoring and bossware is going to be a thing in the closest future. And finally, for the first service, we looked at how emphasis on employee well-being and work-life balance is now heavily prioritized. In the second service, the first trend we're going to be looking out for is redefinition of office spaces. So when I talked about hybrid work roles, I talked about how you don't need to come to work every day. Now you can have the liberty of coming to work like 3 times a week. And because of this, there's going to be a redefinition of office spaces. I said here that with fewer employees that are coming into the office every day, companies are now reimagining how they use their physical spaces and offices, and that may become more like a collaboration hub. So what we're going to be seeing is there's not going to be a one-man per office thing. A lot of companies are now going to be making sure that their spaces are being utilized, and when people actually come into the office, they can have time to interact with people, collaborate, have great conversations, and increase productivity while they're there. Do we understand? Okay, so the next thing we're going to be looking out for is an increased demand for remote work policies. We all know what a policy is, right? Okay, so a policy simply is like a very clear and concise statement that should guide your decisions and the behaviors around the workplace. So you know that when you come to work every day, there are rules and regulations. You come in at 9 a.m., you go out by 5 p.m., you have your break at 12 a.m. The same thing should also apply when you are working remotely. So there will need to be reformed policies for remote workers. And I said here that clear, flexible remote work policies are becoming a key factor in attracting and retaining talent. E-employees, which are the employees who work from home, will now expect the companies to offer clear guidelines and support for working remotely. So you know that there are companies who would usually offer maybe transportation bonuses, and now since you no longer come into the office, that might have to maybe become things like data bonuses. Some companies will give you routers. Some companies will, they want to make sure that while you're working remotely, you are still as comfortable as it were if you were to walk into the office. And so we see that companies that do not offer these competitive remote work policies will find it very challenging to retain top talent. Organizations will now need to establish defined remote work policies that address expectations, communication protocols, and performance metrics. Now, for the third one, we're going to be looking at a rising importance of digital skills. I said here that remote work has accelerated the need for digital skills across all sectors, and employees must be proficient in a variety of digital tools, from basic communication tools like Zoom to more complex project management and collaboration softwares. Now, because a lot of people are working from home, some companies are going to be using platforms like Google Meet and Zoom, and so it's important that you need to find your way around it. And I guess that it has become a responsibility on the companies to provide digital literacy for their staffs to ensure that everybody is up to date and everybody can handle these project management softwares like Trello, Slack, and all the rest. Do we know what Trello is? Okay. So the next one we're going to be looking out for is impact on remote work and urban planning. Now, the rise of remote work is influencing urban planning, and as fewer people commute to central daily, this